Hello and welcome to this video. Basically this is going to be just a showcase of the recent glitches, and I'll probably split it into multiple parts because I don't think I can make this fit into one video. It's either gonna be like super long and I'll get lost halfway through, or I split it. So okay, so this is a legit save file. I played this story mode and like the other save file in the legit way. There were like no RAM poking and stuff, and yeah, so as you can already see, there is a script for better understanding of like what do I have unlocked in the game, which will come handy later. Okay, so first and foremost, we can find in the hex editor our saved game. What I mean by that is like, okay, yeah, just let me get there real quick. Okay, as you can see, this is the name I gave to this save file. So if I open hex editor and I'll just write, it finds also the times I saved, but most importantly the saved the data. So this stuff right here, it's mostly the awards, the stuff I unlocked in the save file. Oops, I need to put that to stay on top. Which is like trophies, keys, tokens, relics, etc. And even mask hints like this one, and like actual doors, like that one being opened, not the keys, but like these doors being opened, and this kind of stuff. Up here, as you can see, from the various names, there is the high score table, which very up top starts with Dingo Canyon time trial. So the thing you have like in the main menu here, oops, here for the high score, and ends with Turbo Truck Relic Race. So as you can see, these two are really close together. And yeah, what else? No, I think that's it. So basically the stuff that changes here is really close to the high score table, and this stuff is just like well represented by the script. So I'm just gonna close it now that I covered that. Okay, so basically in CTR you can like store sub menus such as this one or this one. The way you do that is like by just pressing start. Okay, I paused the emulator right now, so I press start for 1 frame and cross for 1 frame. So the game exits the pause menu, but also gives confirmation to enter the quit menu. And what happens is this. Obviously you can do it like with this too, but the game like refreshes and quits it right away. You can see that like stays there for like nothing. Now what happens is that if you have the stored sub menu and you go like into a race, in this case Crystal Challenge, you'll see, okay, I'm here, which I'm not supposed to be here. So this is the standard menu. So if you exit that, the game fixes it with air quotes, like you can't access that anymore. But if I were to press cross, which I am, basically I'm quitting from the menu for adventure mode hubs, but I'm not in the hubs. I was in a race, in a Crystal Challenge, so technically I didn't exit the race. And as you can see from here, 08, 082, etc. Pay attention to the first byte, which is 08. If I were to come back to the first save states when I first boot up the game, you can see it's 000, which is supposed to be like this. Like if I click on time trial, the value changes, and it doesn't change if I re-click into time trial, because the game has selected that game mode. If I click into arcade, it changes, adventure, it changes, battle, it changes, you get the drill. But you aren't supposed to pick like a crystal challenge from here, so the game is not supposed to like refresh or fix that crystal challenge mode, air quotes, stored. So we can do a good amount of stuff. We can go into arcade mode, we can go into versus, which seems to crash sometimes. I'm not gonna do that because it's probably related to the number of files you have, so it's probably going to crash now if I try. But yeah, so what happens if I load back into the game now? Two things are gonna happen. The first thing is minor, because it's just a cosmetic glitch. As you can see, this wasn't what I had in my save file, and it's because the first slot is kinda buggy. If I were to see the green desktop like right here, or even join a warp and then exit, the game would fix it. And this is not the case, but if you happen to run into that and just want to fix the actual warps being locked from I don't know, like an earlier first slot saved data, you can just like change hub and then come back to the hub you want to go. Okay, so let me take a few save states. As you can see, I'm now in crystal challenge mode, which is 0, 8, etc. And let's say we go into Dingo Canyon, which, as I stated, is the first in it has the track ID 0, so it's the first in the array. Go here and select like CTR challenge and let it load. Okay. As you can see, this is not normal because we have like crystals, and this is not supposed to happen in Dingo Canyon. Now, just to be clear, if I were to go here and like put back the value how it's supposed to be, so instead of 0.8, just replace with 0.0 and join this warp, nothing unusual would happen. Just to clarify that indeed does represents somewhat what is going on with game mode here. Okay, getting back on the main save state. Okay, so few things going on here. Obviously the letters for the CTR challenge are still there, but we don't have like crystals to collect. But you may have noticed in CTR that when you pick up crystals, you hear the same sound of when you pick up Woompas. So when I like was testing this stuff when it came out, I don't know, trying with Woompas seemed like a reasonable thing, like they seem connected because of that sound, and eventually it brought to this. Okay, let's clear this. Let's say we pick this Woompa. Okay, super weird, like what? But yeah, we win because the required amount of crystals, you have to like have above the 0 and above the maximum amount of crystals. So 1 is enough, and for some reason it's recognized as a crystal. And the game tries to award you the proper award. But there is no proper award because Dingo Canyon is not supposed to be a crystal challenge. So even though it shows this CTR token, it's not going to, at least in this case, award this token. And you'll see what I mean. Okay, so thanks to the script, which was written by Thunderaxe, by the way, we can see that this address, which seems to be Tiny Arena Relic Race, changed its value. So memory was manipulated. And this thing is pretty consistent on the Papus Pyramid Wumpas, which change one specific spot of the ice core table for Tiger Temple, and like switches Dingo to Penta, like the ID, the icon of the character. So that like definitely showed that memory was being manipulated, and eventually this happened. So basically, for some reason, I mean, you can do it not specifically only this way. You can let it even like letting the timer run out and playing with the camera and stuff, and you'll see what I mean soon. But basically, what's weird mostly is that there are two Oompas here. This one right in front of me, and that one down there on the same line. So let me take a few save states here. So if I were to collect this, technically it should give me something like trophies, relics or tokens or whatever. And in this case it gave me Papus Pyramid Platinum relic. Now just to show that that is indeed the case. As you can see. Now I don't know if I have like a... Yeah, I guess I can like quit and show you that if I don't collect that, I don't have the relic. Just to be on the same page, as you can see. So when this happened, like, it was pretty confusing, but the idea, which is probably wrong, but that I was start to have was, okay, let me pull this up. Whoops. Oh, I should have it like, oh damn. Okay, well, I can use the mouse. I was hoping I could use like the pencil. Like these Woompas here, these Woompas here, the Woompas here are like placed on different sections of the track. For some reason, it seems like specifically for Dingo Canyon, the track follows like for the placements of the Woompas a structure that reflects the structure of the addresses in RAM. Because like the Woompas on this line, the two, do most of the time, not always, most of the time give awards like trophies, keys, relics, etc. And the other twos do manipulate like Turbo Truck relic race, which, as I mentioned at the start, it was like the closest addresses near the awards table. So that seems to be the case, but obviously there's no proof. This glitch wasn't researched and explained like with certainty that it works for this and that reason. We don't know yet. We just know a few hints, like that camera plays a role, like camera for camera. It doesn't seem, at least for Canyon, specifically bound to the time, or like it doesn't seem to be frame dependent. It might be a little bit dependent on the X, Y, and Z axis, but again, like what was found till now is just from attempts and trying to develop techs specifically for speedruns that were consistent. Because as it is now, getting any item, like whatever you want, isn't really possible RTA. I mean, you can try over and over, but you get the point. So if I like try another, let's see, Tiny Arena Trophy, for example, or nothing. Oh, this is good actually. Now, as you saw before, if the game tries to award you a token, so it renders from the token being very small to like a full size in 3D, like making it spin, and like telling you a CTR token awarded, press cross to confirm. Now sometimes this word thing flashes, and it seems to represent like the game rolling through the RAM and picking, in those cases, frame dependent stuff being different each time if you were to press cross one frame or another. Now, when the game, even if you already said like press game CTR token awarded, press to confirm. If you press cross, like I'm gonna do now, when the game, when the award disappears for some reason, you are not allowed to win anything or manipulate any others, as you can see. Now, the reason it's so obvious this is camera dependent is that if I press R2, it's probably going to give me a token now, as you can see. Now I don't know if it will like give me anything. Yeah, we don't know if it manipulated something from, definitely not from the award table or the high score. Maybe it was like a mask hint. Those aren't properly covered in the scripts. I shall do that actually. But it might be actually something really really even far. Like we don't know how far it goes. We have like a few cues and we can look at RAM and hex editor, but sometimes you just miss it and it might be like something super far. And I had that like even on like Coliseum, I think. But specifically for Dingo Canyon, it seems to be not consistent at all. Okay, there's actually a few more things that I want to cover here, like using a sub-menu in the race, but it doesn't give anything like consistently for speedruns yet, so I think I'm gonna like include it in the next part of this sort of perspective of the glitch. Like for example, you see I took this whoop and it gave me like turbo truck manipulation, relic race. Okay, so let's say we win an award, like even if it doesn't tells anything here, but we won technically something was manipulated. And we exit the race. We are not in Crystal Challenge anymore. So if we were to go like okay, so if we were to go like on a trophy, for example Blizzard Bluff, what happens is that we would be in the trophy race and in the CTR token race. And it wouldn't work like mixing the token and relic. Now the reason for that is that the relic stores the game config, game mode on the first byte, so it brings it on like 04 and then etc. And as you already saw, like Crystal Challenge is 08, etc. But the CTR token and the CTR trophy share the same, at least for this address, the same config. So even in the August 5 prototype, you can win both the trophy and the token in the very same race. So yeah, this is probably why it still works with this glitch on the retail version. As you can see, it's like 08, but on the next frame. Not next frame, sorry, next byte. And yeah, let's actually just to showcase this, get both. Oops. I guess I can like cut this, but I think that the most important stuff for speedruns for now seems to be this. I'll include in the description the Excels for the RAM structure and what other awards are given, but I'll cover that like in the other video, because the other tracks seem to give very much more consistent awards, like even the Purple Gem or even for Coco Park it gives like raw tubes awards for some reason. And yes, also the main like I don't know if I can call them strats, but like I call them strats. The strats used to make this thing somewhat consistent, which were tested by Drasht, which is also the person who made the RAM structure, by the way, on Excel. And yeah, no, I think that will be it. Otherwise, really, I have a lot of stuff to put in one video to really like showcase all what this storing glitch thing can do, and hopefully maybe someone else can come up with like a major exploit that goes over all of this. But yeah, I guess that will do it for now. Let's just, as you can already see from here, it gives blood trophy and token, so you just have to do one race. Trophy. Yep. Okay, so this is going to be part 1. Honestly speaking, I think it's gonna take like 4 or 5 parts, and I'm more hyped about the other 4 because this is cool and used in speedruns, but I don't know, I like the rest because it's very much not researched. This one isn't researched too, but it's getting old, you know. So yeah, we'll get to the other parts in the future videos.